An alien coalition, after 1,000 years of peace, declared war on Earth. The declaration arrived on a neutral relay, citing expansion, pressure, and resource entitlement. They called Earth a compliant target. They expected immediate panic, chaos, and a swift surrender. But for 4 hours, humanity was silent. No fleets launched. No cities evacuated. No emergency broadcasts interrupted the daily hum of civilization. Alien analysts, watching closely, assumed confusion. They were wrong. It was verification. When the human reply finally came, it wasn't what they expected. No threats, no footage of mobilized armies, no counter-declaration of war. Just a simple cold confirmation of receipts, stamped with the current time. On Earth, something even stranger happened. There was no spike in fear. Instead, social media lit up with humor, with memes, with jokes. The declaration was treated as an elaborate prank, something too absurd to be real. The alien strategists were baffled. They had built their entire doctrine on fear. Every conquest began with terror, followed by compliance. They interpreted humanity's laughter as a sign of psychological weakness, a deep-seated denial of reality. They saw it as an open invitation. So, the first alien fleet crossed into our solar system. Their formation was a grand, ceremonial display of power. Their weapons were charged and visible, their power metrics broadcast openly for all to see. They expected us to cower, but we didn't. Commercial vessels continued on their scheduled routes. Military ships remained dark and silent. It was as if no one had noticed an invading armada had just arrived at their doorstep. Here's what the aliens failed to understand. Humanity's concept of peace was ... different. Our history wasn't one of 1,000 years of unbroken tranquility. Conflict had never truly disappeared for us. It was constant, internal, and persistent. We never stopped preparing. Our peace treaties didn't dismantle our weapons. They just redirected our focus. As the first alien probes neared Earth's orbit, they were intercepted without a single explosion. No dramatic space battles, no debris fields. The probes just stopped working. Their systems were silently and completely overridden by methods that remain classified to this day. The alien fleet froze, their perfect formation faltering. It was then that human command opened a single, direct channel. They didn't transmit warnings or threats. TASIN data. Cold, hard, historical data. Records of every major human conflict, every war, every battle, every casualty curve. Every single time, escalation had led to unimaginable devastation. The message ended without a single word of commentary. The data spoke for itself. Confused but undeterred, the alien command attempted a limited strike. They launched a single kinetic weapon, a massive metal rod, aimed at an uninhabited part of the planet. A show of force to prove they were serious. But the weapon never reached the atmosphere. Mid-flight, its trajectory mysteriously altered. Its momentum was completely neutralized. The weapon was gently guided into a stable orbit around Earth, where it remains to this day, a silent monument to their mistake. And that's when humanity laughed. Not a laugh of mockery or derision. It was a laugh of recognition, the kind you have when you see someone make a familiar, classic error. The aliens had assumed that peace meant weakness, that a lack of open aggression meant a lack of capability. They had fundamentally misunderstood what it meant to be human. The alien command structure fractured. Some units, seeing the writing on the wall, immediately withdrew. Others, enraged and humiliated, demanded an all-out escalation. But our forces didn't pursue. They didn't advance. They simply waited. The conclusion was unavoidable. The 1,000-year peace had only ever ended in the aliens' minds. For humanity, we had never truly stood down. We had simply learned to be ready without announcing it to the universe. The war never began, because the threat was neutralized before it was ever truly believed. That laughter wasn't denial or fear. It was the quiet, unshakable confidence born from a history of constant, unending readiness. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content like this. See you next time.